Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you've been able to relax and spend a bit more time with family and friends over the last few days. And if you're interested in finding out a little more about this core airdrop to Solo token holders, and if you want to learn more about this Coreum blockchain, well then stay tuned because I have some good news for you. So why has the Sologenic team introduced this new blockchain? Well, they wanted to give added functionality to the Solo token by means of this new ecosystem. And yes, I said added functionality because it will not replace the use of the Solo token on the XRP ledger, but rather it will give expanded utility for the Solo token to help aid its future growth. And this will be particularly more important when it comes to smart contracts, as the Coreum blockchain will have a greater focus in that area, and this will help propel decentralized finance. Let's have a look at some of the features that this Coreum blockchain has to offer. We'll look at some of the key drivers that brought it into existence in the first place, and we'll look at what we need to do in order to receive the maximum rewards possible for this up-and-coming airdrop. Let's have a look at the tokenomics. We can see here there will be no more than 500 million core tokens ever come into existence, with 20% of that, or 100 million core tokens, going to those that hold the Solo token, and that would be distributed in the next 12 months or so. The rest of the tokens, according to this schedule, will get distributed amongst developers, those who run validator nodes, and those that are part of the Coreum maintenance, operations, developers, team, and investors group. Now, in order to encourage you to hold on to your Solo tokens and not sell them, the team have decided not to have a single snapshot date with a single airdrop distribution date. Instead, they have decided to do this over the course of 12 months, as already mentioned. But here is a schedule looking at that in more detail. You can see in the far left-hand side column there are a total of 13 snapshot dates. Now, according to the schedule here, you can see that they are random. And the airdrop distribution date for the core token to the Solo token holders will also be on a random date, usually a month after the snapshot date. So if you are keen to receive this new core airdrop, be sure not to sell your Solo tokens right through to December 2022. Now, some people were a little uncertain as to the necessity of this new blockchain, but let's have a look at what led to the change from the Sologenic team themselves. Notice what they say here. It says Sologenic was initially launched with the purpose of on-demand tokenization of assets such as stocks and ETFs that could be traded on a fast and reliable decentralized exchange. However, it says shortly after the launch, we started coming up with new ideas and products to be built on the Sologenic ecosystem, but were instantly blocked due to the lack of underlying features by the XRP ledger, such as smart contracts and issued currency escrows. And a little bit further down, this is what they decided to do. We decided to create a new layer 1 blockchain that not only helps the Sologenic ecosystem grow, but to help other DeFi developers and to serve as a core infrastructure for the future of decentralized applications. Now, the airdrop will be distributed at a random date and time to Solo holders. Since all Solo holders automatically have a trust line with the Sologenic gateway, they are not required to take any action to participate in the core airdrop. However, there is an interesting point to add to this, and that is mentioned for us here. Initially, core tokens will be distributed via an IOU on the XRP ledger, and once Coreum's mainnet is launched in August of 2022, users can conduct a token swap through a gateway designated for core. Alternatively, the tokens can remain and coexist on the XRP ledger and be traded on the Sologenic decentralized exchange. So if you wanted to conduct this token swap through a gateway, then there'll be more information coming on this late January 2022. Now I'd like to show you a brief clip from the Sologenic blog post on nuts and bolts of the Coreum blockchain and the things it will be able to do.
There are many different blockchain networks, each is trying to solve specific use cases. Some lack modern consensus protocols, and some are economically non-viable for DeFi ecosystems. Bitcoin is an excellent store of value, but its transaction processing is slow. Ethereum is a great technology, but its current underlying infrastructure is not natively scalable. The high transaction fees make this technology almost unfeasible to be widely adopted by financial institutions. Some other blockchains are fast and cost-efficient, but lack modern architecture such as smart contracts. Meet Coreum. Coreum is a third-generation Layer 1 blockchain built to serve as a core infrastructure of future blockchain applications. The Coreum blockchain is simply the solution to improve all current weaknesses and provide developers with an essential infrastructure to build any decentralized app, from DeFi and metaverse to gaming, even banking and remittances in the financial industry. Coreum interoperates with existing blockchains while processing efficient, secure, fast, and sustainable transactions. Let's take a closer look at Coreum's architecture. Consensus mechanism. Coreum uses a bonded proof-of-stake consensus mechanism that allows for staking, non-custodial delegating, slashing, and governance. Speed and quorum. With a block time of 1.5 seconds, Coreum is extremely fast and can process up to 7,000 transactions per second, with a federated group consisting of 9 validators that rotate every 4 hours. Core token. The core token is the native token of the Coreum blockchain, a transactional token that facilitates all operations and functionalities on the Coreum network. Transaction fees, validators' rewards, and token burn mechanism. It is imperative that a blockchain can sustain and be economically optimal during heavy load or not load at all. Coreum uses a stable fee model that maintains the transaction fee regardless of block size and network activity. A dynamic ratio of fees generated through each block will be used towards validator incentives, rewards pool replenishment, and the remaining portion is burned on the network, making Coreum's economy deflationary. When the network is busy and transaction volume is high, validators are incentivized directly from the transaction fees. When there is less activity, incentivization is through a reward pool designed for low traffic times. This pool will be filled with excess transaction fees during heavy loads. What's the outcome? The more transactions, the lower the fees, while validators and delegators are still incentivized. Smart contracts. While many blockchain networks currently use the Ethereum virtual machine, Coreum benefits from the modern Turing-complete WebAssembly engine to process smart contracts. These contract applications can be written in many languages and compiled into WASM before processing. This feature allows for extensive growth in decentralized applications within the Coreum ecosystem. Interoperability. With hundreds of blockchains currently being used, Coreum deployed some bridge functionality to interoperate with various chains through the collateralized wrapping. This allows for other cryptocurrencies to flow into Coreum's ecosystem seamlessly. Built-in modules. Along with the built-in non-custodial bridge functionality, Coreum has a built-in full-featured decentralized exchange module with synthetic order book functionality. On-chain token issuance, minting, and tokenization. With a native support for the issuance of any fungible and non-fungible assets on-chain, Coreum takes asset issuance and minting to the next level. This built-in functionality even allows issuers to customize their tokenized assets with optional features such as wallet whitelisting, burning, and freezing for when it comes to the heavily regulated financial markets like stock and ETFs. Use cases. Coreum provides developers and financial institutions with a complete essential infrastructure to build any DeFi applications. Coreum even incentivizes and provides grants to qualified developers to build intuitive dApps on the Coreum blockchain. Some of the proposed use cases of the Coreum blockchain are tokenized securities, liquidity providers and market makers, cross-border payments, banking and remittance, stablecoin ecosystems, lending platforms, wrapped cryptocurrencies, decentralized exchanges, metaverse applications, NFT marketplaces, gaming and play-to-earn apps. Now, let's compare Coreum with the existing popular blockchains. Blockchain generation, interoperability, on-chain governance, transactions per second, transaction fee, block time, energy consumption, consensus mechanism, smart contract and DeFi, native DEX, distributed cloud computing and storage. Coreum, built by the community for the community, a project backed by the Sologenic Development Foundation.
I believe this core airdrop is a nice way to be introduced to the next generation marketplace of smart contracts, decentralized applications, and the growing of the decentralized finance space in general. Rather than be critical of the changes, I'm actually looking forward to the changes it will bring to the world of mankind. Things like convenience, the saving of money, and a chance for us, Solo token holders, to grow our wealth just that little bit more.